Mind you, though, right? LeBron James and Kobe Bryant are the two greatest players I ever witnessed, regardless.
James and Bryant, those are the two guys the best two guys you ever seen with your own two eyes.
Oh,
We
facts.
going back
Without
in
question.
time. We ain't doing no homework. We talking about just what I seen with my own two eyes. All right, I'm with you. Keep going. Because I know how you feel about the eye test, Crunch. Now, just so you know, a chick could be a chick on the eye test. She could be a 9, but when she open up her mouth, she could be a 4. But then, right? Then you can have a chick that's on the surface. She could be a 6, but when you start hanging around her, yo, this chick a 9.5.
Facts.
So Damian
So who
Lillard.
won unanimous MVP in Jordan
I'm not
era?
done. I'm not done. Because now you're starting to aggravate me with this goofy shit.
Well, then come on with it. Well, come with it.
So
You know what I'm saying, bro. Players' choice is running from that Wilt Chamberlain smoke earlier. They didn't want to let everybody on. They wanted to keep bums on for a long time. They didn't know what they was talking about. But it's supposed to be open gym. And they ain't want to let niggas on there. Somebody send us to Chilltown if y'all can. Cause Chilltown is the one that said something. But they ain't had no competition on the show. That's what they like to do on open gym, is bring people up there that's not going to challenge none of the nonsense they saying. That's what I love Players' Choice, but on open gym they be doing that. On open gym they be doing that. You know what I'm saying, bro? They put the panel in there, and they was on that for like most of the show. From when I was waiting to get on, I'm not about to wait no 2 hours to get on the open gym. If y'all supposed to be rotating out, you know what I'm saying, bro. But they was running from the smoke though. That's how they operate. I told y'all how they get down. Y'all thought I was playing. That's what they do. I was in the waiting room for 30 to 35 minutes. You know what I'm saying, bro? So all I'm saying to y'all is, now y'all got to get this smoke on Wilt Chamberlain. And this is what I actually think the truth is about Wilt Chamberlain. Third. You know what I'm saying, bro? No, bro, I'm talking about open gym on Players' Choice. They had Players' Choice today. They had Players' Choice open gym to where they supposed to be rotating out, but he kept talking to somebody who didn't. It was a random guest who didn't know what he was talking about. And he had all the heavy hitters up there, but they didn't want to rotate no competition in there, is what I'm saying. It's supposed to be open gym, and we waiting for this bum to come down who didn't know what he was talking about Steph Curry. And so Showtime got away with saying some nonsense about Wilt Chamberlain, and now I'm mad. And then the harder I thought, and look, y'all can blame Chilltown. This is Chilltown's fault. It should be the title of the video, of the list, that this is Chilltown's fault, because he was talking trash about Wilt Chamberlain, and then it made me think about it. So really, that's what I'm waiting for right now. And you know, I'm just getting tired of everybody running. You tell me come to Players' Choice, and y'all don't want to let me up on open gym. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, sir. What up, Chilltown?
I'm here.
This is your fault, Chilltown.
What's my fault?
That I moved Wilt Chamberlain ahead of LeBron James. You was talking trash about Wilt Chamberlain.
Trash? What do you mean trash?
You said that he was a playoff dropper.
I didn't say he was a playoff dropper. That was Lowe who said that.
When I joined the show, you was talking about him being a playoff dropper. Really what I wanted to know, I wanted to ask y'all a question about Wilt Chamberlain. The title of the video said, Wilt is not distilled, or something like that. And then when I joined, I heard y'all, pretty much downplaying. I think y'all was downplaying Wilt Chamberlain. I think LeBron and Wilt Chamberlain on the same tier.
That was Mars, and that was Dub. Those was the dudes. I explained why Wilt's production went down in the playoffs, because he changed this game.
Oh, all right.
I was explaining why his production went down. Wilt Chamberlain had a 5-year stretch where he averaged 35 and 25.
Oh yeah, you did say that. You did say that. So that makes sense.
So he changed this game. And when he changed his game, they started winning. Add that to the fact that when he played with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, those dudes took all the shots.
Mm.
They didn't involve Chamberlain nearly as much as they should have. 1969 NBA Finals, Game 7. Wilt Chamberlain goes 9 for 10 from the floor. How do you have a lead guard who has a big man that's that dominant in the game and you don't involve him more than that? Jerry West took 27 shots per game during those NBA Finals. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 8 shots. The logic is Wilt Chamberlain is a playoff dropper because his game, like, he underperformed. No, he changed his game.
So I bet. Yeah. So we definitely agree on Wilt Chamberlain then.
It wasn't because he underperformed in the playoffs. No, that was not the logic.
Facts.
No, he changed his game. Well, his numbers did drop, right? His numbers did. This is what these dudes are trying to explain to me. But his numbers did drop. Yes, his numbers did drop because he changed his game. I'm not arguing the fact that his numbers didn't drop. They did drop, but they didn't drop because he was underperforming like guys like James Harden, right? Guys,
right.
Let's see. I don't know. Just somebody, Russell Westbrook, guys like that. His numbers weren't going down because he was underperforming. No, he changed his game. Wilt Chamberlain has been dominant throughout the course of his career. When he started winning, that's because he changed his game. It wasn't because he was whacking the playoffs. I mean, if we had a guy running around in the NBA today, let's say Joker, for example, and he running around with Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook in the playoffs or in a final series, he gets to the finals with Joker, and he averages 27 shots, and Joker averages 8. Are we going to say Joker is a playoff dropper? Or are we going to say Joker didn't involve himself in offense more?
Yeah, we're going to say he didn't involve himself. Yeah.
Because that was Chamberlain. It wasn't because his game suffered. I mean, it wasn't because his game was whack. No, that's not what it was at all. And that's why I was there. When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, right, but yeah. And, see, that's the problem. I came in right when you was talking. And you said you was talking about him being a playoff dropper, and then he kind of moved on. It was a guy on that didn't know what he was talking about too. That was like I forgot what he was saying, but anyway, yeah.
I'll tell you what he was saying, Crunch. He said, I'm sorry. He said more spacing wouldn't improve you as a player.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. I'm like, what? And we had like 15 guys waiting in the chat room. We gotta listen to this.
He said more spacing. And my rebuttal to him was, and I asked one simple question, and it's not rocket science. It's not like I'm coming with some advanced logic, right? I could come with advanced logic, but it's something simple. If you shrink the floor, so let's take Klay Thompson off the floor, right? Let's take Jordan Poole off the floor. That's now shrinking the floor. Would Steph Curry be as productive?
Oh no, he wouldn't. If you shrink the floor, his play style revolves around the spacing that he has.
That's the idea. And this dude is trying to sell me that you, as a player, playing with more space, that doesn't make you a better player. What?
Yeah, no. He said just because you play with more space and you will put up better numbers. He said just because you will put up better numbers and production doesn't mean you're a better player. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Like, what is he talking about?
What? So my next question to him was, well, what makes you a better player then? If that's the case, if that's
right,
hey, Crunch, you aren't as good a player. You wouldn't be as good a player if you played with more space. Even if your production, I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. Retarded logic. I'm sorry. You wouldn't be better, even though your production went up, right? Your points per game, your assists, your play, all of that stuff went up. You wouldn't be a better player if you played in more space. So my question is, well, what would make me a better player?
Yeah, I can't, I don't know if y'all let him stay on that much longer after you asked that.
He was on for like 10 minutes.
Man, I had went inside the gym. I was waiting in the car when I was waiting, but then after he was saying like too much nonsense, I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna just come to the next one.
I was about to bounce. I was.
Yeah.
But before Dub told him that we was good, I was about to bounce. And then Mars is compounding it by, well, wait a minute. I think I get his point. No, Mars.
Yeah, no. I ain't gonna lie to you, Chill Town. You've been growing on me with all of your takes recently. Like, A lot of people think that like we be beefing. Like, nah, but I'll be watching y'all all the time, and I ain't gonna lie, you do be cooking on that, man. Because one thing I always respect is OGs and like their knowledge on the game, bro. But the only problem is this, Chilltown. I do got to give you a little bit of this smoke about LeBron James.
And Kobe.
I
I know.
gotta
I
I
know.
gotta tell you why I put Wilt Chamberlain ahead of LeBron James. Um, I had to think about it today, and if you think about it, right, they both, well, really, LeBron James didn't win until he played with D Wade, and Wilt Chamberlain didn't win until he played with Jerry West. But then I had to think about it. He actually won before he played with Jerry West.
Yes, he did.
So and they both got full MVPs.
With Hal Greer. Yes, he did. And Wally Walker. Yes, he did.
You know,
That's in the '67 season. That's when he changed his game.
yeah, right. And
So
it was conducive to winning.
What's the separator between him and James? The separator, because in terms of numbers, I mean, Wilt Chamberlain got cartoon numbers. The separator is James did it longer.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
But what if you value peak over longevity?
When do I value peak over longevity?
No, I'm saying like, what if somebody values peak over longevity, and that's why they got Wilt over LeBron? The only thing I would say about that, though, like before you go, his peak, like Wilt Chamberlain's cartoon numbers, his peak is higher in that regard. But when you think about peak in the finals, though, I would give it to LeBron James, and that's where I do have to push back because LeBron's peak. He was dominant at his peak, and his numbers was going up in the finals too. So I do have to give LeBron credit for that. So that's like I might put LeBron back at third after I think about it. But I don't know, man. Wilt Chamberlain, I think I was just so mad. I was mad about what I seen on players with like the title, and I was like, oh, here go Dub and Mars talking bad about Wilt Chamberlain now.
Crunch, give me your Kobe Bryant James logic again, so I'm clear. I'm going to make sure that I understand exactly because I want to know. I want to make sure that I'm clear on where you coming from with Brian and James. Like, why you got him ahead of him?
I mean, so you got to picture me, right? I was in fourth grade. Like this is the Kobe and Pau Gasol era, right? The fourth and fifth grade. If I had any question on who was the best player, LeBron James said on 60 Minutes. He said Kobe Bryant is better. Now before that, I was already a Kobe Bryant fan. And when LeBron said that, he confirmed it. So basically, when he said that, I knew I was right. Then Kobe goes on to win twice. So now Kobe Bryant is, without a question, at this point, better than LeBron. And mind you, I started watching basketball in 2008. So if Kobe was the best player at that time, then that's all I knew. Then I seen LeBron James go to Miami. And so he was winning. And mind you, though, right? LeBron James and Kobe Bryant are the two greatest players I ever witnessed, regardless. So to me, a lot of people say, oh, it's Bron and KD or Bron and Seth. Well, for me, it's Bron and Kobe. That's why I'm holding on to Kobe a lot.
So, like, for example, when you started watching James and Bryant, those are the two guys the best two guys you ever seen with your own two eyes.
Oh, facts.
Back in time, we ain't doing no homework. We talking about just what I seen with my own two eyes. All right, I'm with you. Keep going.
Yeah, like without question. And yeah, you know what I'm saying. So either way, LeBron James winning championships, I always had him in my top three anyway. My like top 3 to 5 or top 2. Like until I did my research about Jordan. You know what I'm saying? That's when I knew Jordan was number 1.
Right.
But yeah, so LeBron goes on to win, and he does win 4 championships. But I think here is where my perspective on LeBron James really started to turn left. Not in a bad way, but just like different from everybody else. Is that I was a Kyrie fan too. So after Kobe started getting injured, like after he had won that last championship, my next 2 favorite players was Derrick Rose and Kyrie. Then Derrick Rose gets hurt.
When Kobe started breaking
Kyrie is my new favorite player.
That's when Kyrie started turning into that guy. When Kobe started breaking down more, not when he first ripped the Achilles, but when he started breaking down more, Irv was starting to turn into that guy.
But no, look, I'm saying that year that Kobe tore his Achilles, I was already a Kyrie fan. You remember when Kyrie crossed up Brandon Knight?
I do remember that.
Yeah, so that's when I started being a Kyrie fan. So I'm saying that to say that when LeBron James came back to the team, and I already know how great LeBron James is, but when LeBron came back to the team, I was already a Kyrie fan, so Kyrie was my favorite player on the team. And so I'm looking at a lot of what Kyrie is doing, and what I was.
James comes back, you already locked in the Irv. That's your guy. Before James comes there.
Yeah,
so
and look, I know.
That on you.
Yeah, look, and I know LeBron James was better than Kyrie, and and by the time and LeBron had already, I think he had already became the best player in the world for some years at that point. So I'm not saying Kyrie was better than him, but what I'm saying is I paid attention to all of the production that Kyrie was given as a player before and during LeBron James, and I really genuinely feel as though he was a superstar. So that's why I always be like, well, Kobe's my first favorite player, then Kyrie's my second favorite player. So what if they would have played it? What if Kobe would have had Kyrie? You know what I'm saying? As a young guy, I'm saying stuff like this. Well, I think LeBron played with better teammates and this and that. But you got to remember too, though, they was already debating Kobe and LeBron before he went to Miami. So I was always kind of arguing against LeBron James in some kind of way because I felt that Kobe was better at first. So then when LeBron James was winning, I never wanted to downplay what he was doing, but I just always genuinely felt like Kobe's team didn't have as much talent. So it didn't take away from LeBron as a player, but a lot of people don't have Kobe as high up as I do. And that's really what the issue is. Like, for example, you have him at what, 11?
Yes.
So when a guy has LeBron James at second, but they have Kobe at like third, fourth, or fifth, I don't really have a problem with that because I think LeBron and James and Kobe are neck and neck. It's only when people try to separate them way too far away, because I think that based on what Kobe did with Pau Gasol plus the production he put up with Shaq is at least neck and neck with LeBron James, because eye test wise, those two are the two best players I ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. Now, LeBron James does have the longevity, the durability. He's a better playmaker, and he averages more points per game. Everything that y'all be saying about LeBron James is true. But I don't know. I think Kobe's on that level too. You know what I'm saying? And then also, I mean, it doesn't hurt that LeBron James. I mean, it doesn't help that LeBron James has a losing record in the finals.
That does not help. That doesn't. However,
you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it is, bro.
When I think about Bryant, when I think about James, so when you started watching basketball in 2008, so when he won the NBA, when his team won the NBA championship in the 9-10 season, even though I felt like James was the better player, I would be a clown to deny what he had done up until that point. So at that point, in that 3-year stretch, Bryant was the league MVP. He had won the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons, and he was the finals MVP in back-to-back seasons. The league MVP, finals NBA champion, and finals MVP in back-to-back seasons. As much as I felt like individually James was the better player, I would be a clown. I would be a clown to be like, nah, James still better than him. And then turn around when James did that, say he was better than everybody else. I couldn't do that. At that point, I had to recognize in 2010, Bryant the best player on the planet. I had to recognize that simply because I can't go backwards, right? I can't go back. When James turns around and wins the league MVP 4 times in 5 years, and then wins the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons, and is the finals MVP in back-to-back seasons, I can't turn around and go, well, he the best player on the planet. Well, wait a minute. This dude just did this. This dude did something similar 3 years. So nah, you can't do that. That logic isn't going to work. So I had to recognize that. However, when I think about those two players, when I think about what those two players and what they did, when I think about longevity, I have a difficult time with people telling me that this is a longevity stat, that is a longevity stat. Crunch. There's no way that we have ever, and I've been watching basketball since the late 70s when I was first introduced to it. We've never discounted any guy, for doing something at a high level for a long time, especially when it led to something. Now, if you just, for example, Kevin Love, if you want a whack team and I think he was like 19-11 in them 6 years. Yeah. If you want a whack team and you putting up these numbers and it's not leading to anything, that's something different, as opposed to it's turning into something. Because the logic has always been, somebody's got to lead a bad team in scoring. Somebody's got to lead a bad team in rebounding. If it's not turning into anything, especially when you're doing that sort of stuff for a long period of time, that doesn't work, right? But if you're doing it for a long period of time at an elite level and it's turning into something significant and substantial, I can't discount that. I cannot discount that. That's why when I look at what James did, when I look at what Chamberlain did, that's why when I talk about the top 10 players all time that I think about, one of those things, one of the things that I have in my criteria. Number one is your game timeless, right? So at any point, can we drop you in this era? And your game would translate? That's number one. Number two, did you dominate? What I mean when I say did you dominate, Crunch, Karl Malone, for example. Karl Malone averaged 28 and 11 for 11 years. Like, what's the logic right now, Crunch, if we got a dude running around in the NBA that's almost 30 and 10 for a decade? Who is that?
Man, I don't Wait, what you mean by the question?
Like, if we got a dude running around in the NBA today for a decade, almost 30 and 10.
Oh, that's all-time great.
That's who we talking about right now. Yeah. Which leads to my third point of my criteria. Well, you can't just be kicking ass and you ain't winning. Yeah. That ain't good enough, because that goes back to what we just got finished talking about. Where if you doing something for a long time and it's not leading to anything, then what the hell we doing here? Yeah. All you doing is just putting up numbers, right? Nothing, right? So that's where number three, did you win? And not only did you win, how much did you win? How important was it when you won? How interesting were you when you won? And when you put them three things together, right? And that's just three. Number four, how impactful was your game? So when I think about impact, like you just said, you started watching Kobe in 08. Well, Kobe got his game from Jordan, right? Shaq, how impactful was Shaq's game? How impactful was Chamberlain's game? How impactful was Russell's game? He basically sped up the game with his ability to defend and rebound, and how good he was in transition. So when you talk about stuff like that, now that is a big deal to me. And then number five, I'm talking about you socially. How big a deal were you? And this has nothing to do with what Bryant did. I don't care about that, because during that time, you got to remember, a lot of us, we didn't even know what was going on. People talking, they didn't even know what they was talking about. Yeah. They didn't know facts. They was just running their mouths. That's where the Mamba mentality came from, because everybody hated this dude. They didn't even know what was going on. They didn't know what happened. We didn't have any facts. All we knew was what was on television, and we didn't know what the whole story was. But that's not with me. I don't care. That didn't bother me with him at all. I care about what kind of social impact you have, not just on the floor, but off the floor. Prime example would be you. How you feel about Kobe Bryant when you first started watching the game? That's my guy. Yeah. James, that's my guy. So when you in the 6th, 7th grade, these guys are the guys that attracted you to the game. And not only did they attract you to the game, you started following these dudes, both on and off the court. So that's the kind of stuff that I think about when I think about the game. And when I think about that kind of stuff, that's what my criteria is when I think about top 10 all time. I don't just go, yo, this dude was this dude was that. Nah, you have to have a level of you have to have a criteria.
Yeah, like like you gotta have like a no, but it's crazy because our criteria is real similar though. But I have 3 components too. I have eye test 1, numbers 2nd, and championships 3rd, and then how hard it was to win those championships. And I would add social impact in there as well, like you said. But that's the thing about Kobe, is I think he has one of the best global impacts ever. If you think about a global impact that Kobe has on the game, like if you go overseas right now and ask them who the best player ever is, they're gonna say Kobe Bryant. In my opinion, I think globally,
he a big deal in China. He is.
You know what I'm saying? Especially, and then the fact that he, has ties to, Europe and with the soccer culture. But I just think globally, his impact, if you look at all of the content and storytelling that he put out, bro, he touched a lot of people, man. But his game, like as far as eye test first, like I said, LeBron James and Kobe are the 2 best players I ever watched play, because I didn't watch Jordan play in his prime. I didn't watch a healthy and prime team. Duncan and McGrady and Iverson and guys like that. I started watching in the late 2000s. So our test is that, like, if you look at his skill set on offense and defense, Kobe has to be top 5 eye test at least. And then his numbers back it up, because if you look at his longevity numbers, a lot of y'all value longevity. Well, he has more points than Jordan. He has more assists than Jordan. He has the same amount of all defensive first teams as Jordan, and he has 1 less championship than Michael Jordan. But a lot of people go to Finals MVPs and MVPs, but the reason why I don't hold that much weight, and I do like hardware, but I don't hold that much weight to accolades like that, because they're voted for. And a guy like Kareem, the players got to vote for it. So for example, if the media has a certain bias towards a certain player, they're just not going to vote for him, and that can affect somebody's legacy because nobody else knows the reasons why they voting for who they vote for, because they can go on TV and then make up a story or make up a false reason on why they voting for a certain player. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's certain seasons to where Kobe Bryant could have been the MVP. If they had a player vote, they would have voted for him almost every year. But you can say the same thing about LeBron James too. And I
Right.
wanted to pinpoint what you said about LeBron, because I think you're right about how a lot of guys overcompensate. Like you can't knock LeBron James for putting up longevity numbers and then say, "Oh, that's a longevity thing." Like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with that too. I think LeBron James right now, like, I don't agree with guys that put LeBron out of the top 5. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with things like that, bro.
You could say, like I said, you can say that, James has longevity stat. That's a longevity stat. You could say that if it isn't leading to anything, but the dude was in the NBA championship 9 times.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a generation. I've said this in the past, Crunch. There's a generation of kids that don't know the NBA Finals without LeBron James.
Without LeBron James, a lot of guys team up like LeBron did, but also people got to remember everybody don't make the finals. People team up all the time. We seen what happened in Brooklyn with AI and Melo. The list goes on. Like, usually when LeBron James first teams up or gets help, he's straight in the finals, and they're gonna keep going to the finals. Only time we didn't really see that work out is as far as him keep going to the finals was on the Lakers, but we already know what's going on as far as it was a lot of things going on, but I don't use that to discredit everything I already seen him do before though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like when people do that, man. It just I genuinely I put Kobe and LeBron in the same room. I just like to pick on LeBron a lot. A lot of people think I hate LeBron. I just like to pick on him. You know what I'm saying? I just pick on certain things that I like to brag about Kobe for doing.
And that's kind of that's kind of where that's where the divide is between you and me, right?
Yeah, yeah. Cause look, I'll hit you with some jokes like when I bring up Shaq. I still be laughing about that, bro. Shaq being All-Star Game MVP.
Right.
They be like, imagine if Bron had Shaq. But he did have Shaq.
Right. But now the other side to that is washed up Shaq. Like, he didn't get Shaq when I've always equated LeBron James getting Shaq with Kobe had the young, beautiful chick who was, she just becoming that. Dwayne Wade got the divorced 2 kids chick, but she's still fly. James got the 45-year-old divorcee. She got 5 kids, and but she's still trying to look fly.
Yeah.
That's what James got. Now, if he would have got the Dwayne Wade, the 32-year-old, the 30-year-old divorcee with 2 kids, we might be having a different conversation.
Yeah. But no, look, Kobe also got then Kobe also got, a 7 in Pau Gasol, nice little, Hispanic 7. LeBron James still got superstar caliber players.
I think he had he had a. Let's be clear, because I know how you feel about the eye test, Crunch. Now, just so you know, a chick could be a chick on the eye test. She could be a 9, but when she open up her mouth, she could be a 4. But then, right? Then you can have a chick that's on the surface. She could be a 6, but when you start hanging around her, this chick a 9.5.
Facts.
That's who Gasol was on the surface. He don't look like much. Once he got with Bryant, he started turning into who Bryant thought he could be. I was always a big Pau Gasol fan. I always thought he was awesome. He would give Kevin Garnett work. And he was in that Western Conference giving Kevin Garnett work. The problem was Memphis was whack. I mean, he going to the playoffs, his second best player is Eddie Jones, who's averaging 13 a game. That's who he's running around with. And I'm a big Eddie Jones fan, but he got Eddie Jones when Eddie Jones was over. It ain't like he got Eddie Jones when Eddie Jones was Lakers Eddie Jones.
Yeah.
Nah, he ain't get that dude. So I was always a big Pau Gasol fan. So when he got traded to the Lakers, I was like, yo, I think this is going to be good. I think this is going to be really good. Turns out it was good. And he needed somebody to put a foot to his ass because he had never played at that level. I mean, he played in the playoffs, but it's a difference between playing in the playoffs and playing at a championship level. And he saw how different it was. He absolutely saw how it was. So
I don't know, but I look at Kyrie as the same thing. Remember, I said I was a Kyrie fan, but I look at Kyrie as being the same, at least the same caliber of player Pau Gasol, and I think that's another reason why I got Kobe and Bron neck and neck, man. I just like they play different positions, but I look at Kyrie's skill level, and then I also found a lot of similarities about Pau Gasol and Kyrie because Pau Gasol and Kyrie both won in the FIBA tournament overseas, and they were.
Did I lose him?
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. The last thing I heard was FIBA tournament.
Yeah, they both won FIBA. Like they both were the USA Male Athlete of the Year and things like that. They was both Rookie of the Year. You know what I'm saying? So I do. It's not that I undervalue Gasol. I just think that you look at the production they gave. I think Kyrie gave more. I think
Now
he went to the finals.
Now remember too, Crunch. Now, Pau Gasol didn't just play in the FIBA tournament. He was FIBA Player of the Year. Like Kyrie Irving won.
No. Kyrie won
the MVP of the tournament. Pau Gasol was not
Kyrie.
He was FIBA Player of the Year twice. That's the
no, but I'm saying Kyrie did the same thing. Kyrie did the same thing though. He was FIBA. I mean, he was the USA Male Athlete of the Year.
Right, USA Male Athlete of the Year. But Pau Gasol was the FIBA Player of the Year. That's a difference.
And Kyrie was the FIBA MVP.
Yeah, he was the MVP of the tournament. So basically, what Kyrie Irving is, he was the Finals MVP. Pau Gasol was the league MVP both years in a row.
Oh yeah, because he played in that league though.
Right, and he was considered
Kyrie would have
national. And this is the time when Dirk Nowitzki running around.
Yeah, he played in that league.
So, I mean, I think we're talking about. I think it's a little bit different, right? I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah, but then I can say it's a little bit different because Gasol never averaged 20 when he played with Kobe, and Kyrie was out here putting up 40, 50 points.
But here's the thing, though. He didn't. You got to remember too the time. Like the game wasn't as fast.
Nah, no, we can't do that because it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And look, I look at Stephen Curry on that Warriors championship. He's the only superstar to me. So we when you talk about the time, the only way I would accept that is if like the teams with a team like when KD came to the Warriors, because now it's only if it's only one superstar, I don't think there's no excuse because they already said LeBron would have won. When he was up 2-1, when Kyrie and Kevin Love was hurt, he was up 2-1 without them. So I think if you bring Kyrie back and Kevin Love back, you shouldn't have really an excuse to go down 3-1. That's why I think if he didn't go down 3-1 and he won in 4 or 5 games like he should have, the Warriors adding KD wouldn't seem so unfair for everybody. But everybody thinks it's unfair because they won 7 games, but they wasn't even supposed to go 7 games because you have Kyrie giving you 40. I never seen Pau Gasol get 40 with Kobe.
I think he went 40 in one of them games. This was in 2017. I think Kyrie Irving, because Curry outplayed him in that series.
I don't know. You can't just easily say it because Kyrie averaged 29 points.
Yeah, he did average 29 points, and Steph Curry averaged 27 in that series. Not only did he average 27, Steph Curry did a lot more. He was more active on the backboard. He was a better playmaker. He was better on defense, right? He was better in transition. Now, don't get me wrong. Kyrie Irving, he had that one game, but if you look at that series from
No, it's 2. Hold on. Remember game 3? Hold on, because this is where the confusion comes at. It was 2 games. Remember, he had 38 points in game 3 at home.
Yeah, that one game he went for 38. But if you look at the rest
No. And then the game after that, they blew the Warriors out and Kyrie had 40. So really, and look, that was the only game
that wasn't the same series. No.
It was the same series. It was the same. So hold on. The only game the Cavs won that series in 2017 was a game when Kyrie led the Cavs in scoring. That's what I was trying to tell everybody in the chat.
Talking about
he had 40 points. They won that game. The game before that, they had 38 and they almost won the game. But KD is the one that closed the game out. So that's why if I always say if they manage to stop KD, there's only KD taking over at the end of the game. If KD doesn't do that, the Cavs win the game, and then they blew the Warriors out game 4, so they would have tied the series up, and Kyrie had 2 back-to-back 40-point games. Basically, that's basically what happened.
That wasn't in 2017.
That was in 2017.
He got outplayed. I'm confident that I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. Now that I'm thinking about it, when I think about that series, Curry outplayed him throughout that series.
No, hold on. He came back in game
5 games that they played them.
Steph had a great game 5.
I believe it's 4. I believe Curry outplayed him in 4 of those 5 games.
No, Steph had a great game 5, I remember. But I'm saying Kyrie went bonkers. And them 2 games in the Cavs arena.
I think you're talking about 2016 when Kyrie Irving 40 and they came back home in Game 6 in 2016. Kyrie, I think he went for like 32 or 35 or something like that. He went off, and he went for 38. He went for 38 in 2017. Steph Curry outplayed him in that series.
No, I'm saying no. In 2017, he had another 40-point game. He went to he scored 38 points in Game 3, and then he had 40 points in the next game when they won, when the Cavs won. That's how it went down. The only game he won was the game when Kyrie low-key had the keys and won. So hold on. So what? And then now you got to ask yourself, right? What if LeBron dials back what he's doing on the rebounds? And I'm not saying in a bad way, but what if you just play a different style to where everybody can do something different? Because I think they didn't make no adjustments that they should have made. I think that maybe him getting all of those stats low key. It's not even that it hurt the team. It's just that it's a reflection of the system. The system and the style that he was playing.
I mean, what we can do is we can go over styles of play, but even with adjustments, they basically ran the same thing. It wasn't like Steph Curry and the Warriors completely ramped up their offense. Don't get me wrong. When you add 28 a game to your roster, right? When you add 28 a game to your roster, it's going to make us look different. KD is arguably the best plug-in player in the game. So we don't really have to do much, right? But in the end, there aren't many X and O's that I have to give. Like it's not a lot that I'm drawing up. At the end, it's go make a play. Give me the basketball, I'll do it.
Right.
Give me the basketball, I'll do it. I'll stop this guy. I'll get this big rebound. That's what it boils down to at the end. Right.
But that's why. Go ahead.
I'm sorry if I cut you off. Keep going.
No, go ahead.
That's why I have a difficult time with the logic that adding KD wasn't that big of a deal. Because when we talking about a guy how that Golden State offense ran, and to add him to it, how high-powered that Golden State offense was, which, by the way, Crunch, just so you know, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but that 2016 Golden State offense that was number 1 in the league, if they played in today's league, you know where they would be?
Where?
Last.
Damn, for real?
They'd be in last. That would be the worst offense in the league if they played today.
That is crazy, bro.
I know that sounds nuts, but with that also, and that was just 7 years ago. But like that was 25 years ago. That was just 7. But with that being said, when you add that kind of firepower to an already cohesive unit, like I can appreciate where you're looking at when you're looking at the eye test and what this looks like. We don't have a lot of superstars and we don't have a lot of guys that have big names. But the way that team was constructed with Draymond, with Harrison Barnes, with Klay Thompson, with Steph Curry.
But
with those guys, that was a cohesive unit, and the offense got switched up. They were a well-oiled machine.
But the offense... go ahead.
The difference is everything that needed to go right with the Cavs went right, and everything that needed to go wrong with the Warriors went wrong. And then the next year, you bring back that same offense, that same high-octane offense, and you add Kevin Durant to it. It's going to be difficult for anybody to beat them dudes.
But hold on. If you're the best player ever, it shouldn't be that difficult for you. You're supposed to be different. But the thing is this, right? The offense you're talking about, how can I say that, therefore, like, I have an excuse to lose to them just because their offense is high octane and things of that nature? Because LeBron James, right? If you're the best player ever and you make your teammates better and you got the team that you want, you handpicked and you had the highest payroll in the league, why don't your team have the best offense? You see what I'm saying?
I think Cleveland was a pretty damn good offense that year.
In 2017 they had the highest 3-point percentage. But I'm saying why
good offense?
But I'm saying why isn't the rest of the league saying that about you and how you run your offense? Like Stephen Curry, I think that we have to give more credit to Steph and how much gravitation to his game alone. Think about Stephen Curry himself on any team with shooters and defense on it, right? It's gonna be a high octane, well-oiled machine, great offense. But I think that's credit to Steph, and that's why I always be saying they only had one superstar, because now that's relying on Stephen Curry. Now when you add KD, yes, he's averaging 28 points a game, but like you said, the offense didn't change. You LeBron James, you already have your production, which is gonna mirror KD's, and like whether people want to understand it or not, Kyrie's production mirrored Stephen Curry's as far as the eye test and the numbers and the production. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about in the finals. So and just like you said, it comes down to this play, that play, who's gonna match up with who. Clay and I seen Clay and Kevin Love give similar production, and then I always thought Draymond was overrated. You know what I'm saying? I can't. And then people narrow it down to the bench. People narrow it down to the bench, but I don't think that the bench should be the reason why. Like, I'm not about to put blame on the bench. You know what I mean? I'm not about to say, oh, the reason why y'all lost is because the Warriors bench was better.
Well, that does matter. We can't discount that, Crunch. That stuff like that does matter. So,
no, it matters, but the Cavs also didn't have a weak bench.
Well,
in my opinion, they had a solid bench.
But even with that being said, I mean, we do have to add stuff like that. So if you think about the 92 NBA Finals, so the Bulls are down 15 going with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter against the Trailblazers. So Phil Jackson takes Jordan, Scottie P, he takes all them dudes out, and he goes with his rotation guys with Stacey King, B.J. Armstrong, Bobby Hansen, and they get them dudes back in the game. So your rotation guys do matter, and your rotation guys matter a lot. So with that being said, that Cavs team, their rotation guys, I also think that I also think that Steve Kerr did a good job with his coaching. I don't think that he was fantastic. I don't think that he basically blew Ty Lue away with his coaching. No, I don't think that. But I do think that he did a damn good job coaching. I think that at the end of the day, because don't get me wrong, Crutch, you just brought up the fact that you just brought up the fact that Kyrie Irving averaged 29. I think in them finals, I think James went 33 and 12, something nonsense like that. So it clearly was he was doing his part. Not only was he doing his part, Kyrie Irving was doing his part. I just think that offense overall with the Golden State Warriors, how well oiled it was. I just think that they were too much. I do. I think I think they were too much.
No, really. It's honestly, like, when you think about it, the Warriors did they had like a head start to have, you know what I mean, all the reps they had practicing together, all that stuff matters, man. You gotta remember they were drafted together, so they was working their way up before they knew how good they were before we knew.
Yeah, we already knew that. So we already knew that. So, hey, Crunch, I ain't gonna hijack your live, but I wanted to get in here and clear up a couple things, and we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah, no, but all right, well, if you have to go, that's cool. But I was going to ask you if you had a few extra minutes to see if some of my guys wanted to box with you real quick. But it's cool if you got to.
What's up? What's going on? You got
somebody?
I
mean, you know what I'm saying. A few of the homies wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely appreciate that OG knowledge you just dropped. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
what's up, y'all?
What up?
Chilling, man, chilling.
Hey, Thomas, yo, talk to these dudes about Glenn Rice, B.
Man, Glenn Rice was a dog, man.
Like, how awesome would Glenn Rice be today?
Woo. Oh, he'll be good.
Man, Glenn Rice will probably be shooting 50% from 3, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He nice, and he had size on him. He was tall.
No, he wasn't tall. He was 6'9". Let's not.
That's tall.
Yeah, that's big. That's huge.
Nah, he's saying that's real tall.
Not just tall. Not just tall. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, you can't
bring Dion in here. I'm gonna bring Dion in here, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yo, I want to try to Dion. Hey, Chilltown. If you got like 5 to 10 minutes, we got the biggest LeBron stand. And I want to see how you help him tackle some of his points.
I know. His art vision logic is on what happened. No context. Yo, this is what he did. That's the end.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Everything is context. Stop the excuses. You about to make those excuses.
No. There are no, according to you, there are no excuses. This is what happened. So
the way I grew up, bro, it's win or lose, bro. No excuses. The way I grew up, it's no excuses. If you got beat up and you tripped, let's say you got hey, Chilltown, let's say you in the neighborhood, right? And you tripped over the crack of the sidewalk. You lost. Fair and square.
Hey, Vision. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Chilltown. I heard you that one debate. I heard that one debate you and Vision win at it. Hey, Vision had you stumbling a couple of times, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Uh-oh.
What y'all was talking about?
They were talking about LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah, I mean it's sad, man. I disagree with that.
Who
LeBron is
has
not the
some?
GOAT.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
do would like to know.
chill
I
town.
do would like to
Back up
know.
a bit.
OG,
Hey, now this is what I like to know. I would
OG,
love
I
to know
appreciate.
this. What series did Michael Jordan play bad at though? What series
well,
did
I'm
he
glad you brought
choke?
that up, Vision. I'm
What
glad you
series
brought
did
that up.
Michael Jordan choke? Not individual game. I said
Right.
series he
I'm
choked.
glad you brought that up because
Go ahead.
you had brought up a real interesting fact about LeBron James in 09 and the series that he played against Orlando and how he played.
No, I brought a 08 and 10.
I'm 100% oh, that's right. It was against Boston. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had brought up 08. You had brought up 08 when he played against Boston and how bad he played, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
what you left out is how he did get progressively better, which is why the series went 7. Not only did
No. He did get better. He got better.
you left
No.
out.
I said I mentioned I gave you all of them. Chill. I gave you everything.
That's why I said
He
you
got
can't say
better.
that's a bad series
My,
from LeBron. It's not a bad series from LeBron James. It's not a bad series. It's a bad series for LeBron standards, but it's not an overall bad series. I told you that
hey,
already.
Chill Town. By game five, that's when he got better.
I was just trying to make a point. That's all.
But
And
see,
We don't
why
talk.
are we waiting to game 5 though? Chill.
okay, well, I'm glad you brought that up. So let's rewind the clock back to 1993 to the Eastern Conference Championship when the Bulls are playing against the New York Knicks. So
Oh, go ahead.
Michael Jordan being the leading scorer on the Chicago Bulls, he starts the series, half the series, right? The first 3 games, he's shooting 25% from the floor, including in game 3 going 3 for 18 from the floor. But he got better. But even though that's half the series, he wasn't very good. And there were other guys who stepped up. And not only did they step up big in order for them to have a chance to win. So if
All right. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
So if Scottie Pippen doesn't do what he did in game 3, that means that the Bulls go down 3-0. And we can't have that. That's why Scottie Pippen did what he did. So now Jay in game 4, he goes for 55, and then they go into New York, and then they beat them. So he got progressively better throughout the series, which would explain why they won later on. However, half the series, Jay wasn't very good. Fast forward the clock to 1997, where that Chicago Bulls team is going up against the Miami Heat. In that Miami Heat series, they played them 5 games. In 2 of those 5 games, which is half the series, Jordan had a 4 for 17 performance and a 9 for 35 performance. So he wasn't very good in that series, half the series. However,
there's also an instance in 1996 too.
And what about 96? Sorry,
I got something to say about
There was also an
96.
instance in 1996 against the Supersonics. He got progressively worse once they switched Gary Payton on him.
Inefficient.
They
still won, man. It don't matter, man.
The point that I want to make with that is the idea that even though they did win the series, he wasn't fantastic. So if we're going to use the logic of James not being good in the series, Jay has had
choke. I believe choke was the word, but okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think choke is a good word, but James has
Wow.
had series where he wasn't.
2011.
Same thing with Jordan. He's had some series where he wasn't very good. But
So he has a series where he choked.
No.
The difference
He had a
is
series where he choked.
still win, and LeBron James can't.
I did not know he had a series where he choked. Jill.
95.
I'm on record saying I can't explain the 2011 series. I've already been on record saying why that happened.
We can't talk about that one.
Can you say that again? Can you explain why it happened again?
Oh, I already know why it happened. Well, he got on that crew. Roles weren't established. And I think Dallas did a great job in making him be what he was in Cleveland. And he wasn't sure he could be James when he was with Dwayne Wade. He was still trying to figure out, should I be that guy? Should I not be that guy? Because he was getting the same shots when he was playing against Dallas that he was getting against Boston, that he was getting against San Antonio, that he was getting against Orlando. And he was knocking those shots down. He wasn't knocking those shots down against Dallas. Not only was he not knocking those shots down, he wasn't even taking those shots.
Yeah, he wasn't even taking the shots.
He wasn't even taking those shots. And he
But
wasn't.
But since LeBron James has won a championship, has he had a bad performance since those years? Ever since LeBron won after 2012, can we name a bad performance?
Can I talk about Chill Point about 1993 real quick with the Eastern Conference Finals? Because I never got a chance to say anything about that. Hello?
I'm listening.
All right, now, game 1, Michael Jordan, 27 points. Your boy Scottie Pippen, you know what he had in game 1?
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite player?
Yep.
How many points did he have then?
Who Scottie Pippen? I think he had 14, I think, in that first game.
Okay, so we're talking about for game 2, 36 points, Michael Jordan. You know how many your boy Scottie Pippen had?
Whoa. Don't just say 36 points. Tell everybody, tell the whole story. Tell everybody what Jay did in those 2 games. Don't just make it sound like, yo, he went for
36 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He went 11 for 13 from the free throw line, which is 84%. Shot 14% from the 3-point line, 37% from the field. 36 points.
37%. And how many shots did he take that game? Hold on. How many shots
did he take? He took 32.
Yeah. So
now who on the Bulls? Who on the Bulls do you trust to take those amount of shots?
That's not the point. That's not the point.
Is there a Dwayne Wade or Kyrie Irving that you trust to take those shots?
Who used LeBron James' point against him in 2008? Who do you trust in 2008 on the Cavs?
Exactly, Goof. Exactly. Let's hear it.
Hold on. Was Mo Williams on that?
So Daniel Gilson.
Mo Williams.
Hold on.
So
Mo Williams shot 43%.
Daniel Gilson, right? Mo Williams, let me tell you the amount of shooters he had in 2008. He had Delonte West, Wally Serbiak, Daniel Gilson on that roster. Those was 3-point shoot. They shot over 36% from the 3-point line that season.
But those
that season.
Did they fire their shots or they catching shooters? Did they fire their shot or was they catching shooters?
They actually shot pretty good. Hold on. They actually shot pretty good. They actually shot pretty good. They just didn't get the ball that much.
No, that's not true.
Now, let me go to game 2. Now, I haven't even finished with Jordan yet, bro. You didn't let me finish with Jordan in Eastern Conference Final 1993. Now, now this is the game you talking about. Game 3. Y'all like to bring up game 3 in 1993, right? When Pippen finally had 29 points, one of the best games of his career, correct?
Keep going.
How many assists did Michael Jordan have? Michael Jordan had 11 assists, 8 rebounds.
8 rebounds or
2 steals, 2 blocks. Okay? 94% from the free throw line. All right? 16%. 0% from the 3. Well, he didn't even take a 3. I'm sorry. He didn't take a 3. I'm sorry. He didn't take a 3, but he shot 16%. Yeah, Pippen. Now, was that considered a choke game? The lowest scoring game? One of the lowest scoring playoff games of his career? Was that a choke game?
Take Scotty's 29 and 12 off the board. How we doing?
How is he? If you go back and look at that game,
how we doing?
All right, but chill.
Come on,
but chill. If you go back and look at that game, hold on. Let me answer him. Hold on, I'm gonna answer him. If you go, chill. If you go back and answer him, if you go back and look, who's been aggressive? Was it Pippen or Michael Jordan? Who's been aggressive?
That wasn't his job, though.
Who's been aggressive?
Jordan was the guy offensively. Jordan was the guy as the scorer.
He was also a good defensive guy. He was also
that's a
defensive threat.
Hold on. So since we doing this,
but Pippin's guarding that player.
No. I didn't even bring up game 4. You know what he did in game 4?
Hold on. Yeah, he went for 55 in game 4.
No, actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. He went for 54. He went for 54, 6, 2, and 1.
I mean,
he went for 54.
Hey, Vision, before you get into that, come on, Chill Town. You can't say you take away Scottie Pippen 29 points.
Right, we're not going to take away that production.
Yeah,
how about we cut it in half like he was doing? So that 29. How about it goes back?
Okay, then let's cut Kyrie Irving's points in half. Let's cut Dwayne Wade's points in half.
Nah, I don't even want to do that. I want to play fair with Chill, bro. I ain't gonna do it like that. But anyway, like I said,
hold on. I was about to say something real quick because I don't think that Chilltown was saying. Hold on, because ain't y'all saying that y'all trying to say Jordan had a bad series.
Oh, listen. Let me cut in. Okay.
No, but I'm not even done. I'm not even done with the series stats, bro. Hey, I don't think Chill know that Michael Jordan shot 60%. Michael Jordan shot 66% from the 3-point line. He shot 60% from the field goal with a 54-point game. When did LeBron James do that?
So
in game 5.
So he got progressive.
And also, and he didn't wait. And guess what? That was game 4. LeBron James in 2008 waited to game 5 to have his first 30-point game in 2008. But anyway, game 5, Michael Jordan had a triple-double. Michael Jordan had a 29-point triple-double in game 5, all right? Now, game 6, that's when the series ended in game 6. That series didn't even make a game 7. You know, Michael Jordan don't like playing game 7s, right? You do know that. But, you know, he did against the Pacers.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's relax.
But also, MJ had 25 points, 2 rebounds, and 9 assists in that game.
Yes, he did.
No, I'm saying he don't like playing. I know, but not in the finals he didn't. But I'm saying he don't like playing game 7s at all. He don't like playing game 7s at all. We took that Knicks. That Knicks couldn't even take him to a game 7. And so we want to talk about Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest playoff games, 29 points a game. Scottie Pippen.
You know game 7 the year before that, buddy.
Your boy Scottie Pippen had 13 points in that game 4, bro. 13.
Tell everybody what he did in game 5.
Game 5? Scottie Pippen? Yep. Okay, sure. No problem. All right, now let's go to game 5. Scottie Pippen, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 57% from the free throw line, 0% from the 3-point line, 52% from the field.
And by the way, game 5, that's the elimination game, because now we ain't coming back to New York. Series over. They beat them in New York. Series over. Series is done. Now they come back to Chicago and they end the series.
Yeah, right.
Yep, that's also Michael Jordan triple-double game. He had 29, 10, and 14. 14 assists in the elimination game.
And 29, 10, and 14, running with another dude who went 28 and 11. God damn, Mike, you got it going on.
So
go ahead. Well, hey, chill. You don't want to do that. Chill. You don't want to do that. Chill. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Chill. Chill. You don't want to do that. Chill, because I can show you what's going on when Kyrie Irving is out playing the best player, the best teammate player.
You act like Pippen did that all the time.
Yeah, hold on, Vision. Hey, Tom, let's go ahead and see what you was about to say.
No, I was just gonna go back to game 3. He went 3 for 18, but he shot 94% from the free throw line. He had 16 free throws, man. Yes, 16 for 17.
Yes, he did.
Hold on, I was finna say this though. Right? Since we talking about series that's that people had, when did I think that we should ask ourselves, when did Michael Jordan when did Scottie Pippen ever outplay Jordan for a whole series?
Never. Honestly, never in his life. Never in his life.
Jordan wouldn't allow it.
Never.
Did Horace Grant? Hold on.
Michael Jordan never. And also, Crunch. Hey, Crunch. Also, Jordan never let nobody average more than him.
LeBron's a more complete player. What are you talking about?
Hold on, 11. I'm gonna let you go next. But have you ever seen? Because remember, in 2011, LeBron James got outplayed by Wade and Bosh.
No, Lord, have mercy. Lord, he got it made. He got it going on. Now that's what's going on.
If the Miami Heat win that series, Dwayne Wade.
That's what's going on.
No doubt about it.
Wow.
No doubt about it.
Are you sure, Chill? Is that true? Is that true, Chill?
He's the Finals MVP, no doubt.
Oh my God, Chill! I did not know that, Chill. I didn't know that, Chill. Chill. I didn't know Dwayne Wade was going to be Finals MVP. I do remember Dwayne Wade had a Finals MVP before he even played with LeBron too. I do remember that.
I think he averaged 27 a game in that series.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yeah, he averaged 27 a game.
We're not going to act like Chris Bosh outplayed him just because he averaged more points. Chris Bosh was food on defense, though.
Chris Bosh didn't outplay him. Only Dwayne Wade, bro. Only Dwayne Wade.
So
what about what about Jason Terry and Dirk Nowitzki? Did they outplay LeBron?
Exactly. Dirk Nowitzki was being guarded by Chris Bosh.
Shot over 60% in game 5. Man.
I thought LeBron guarded all 5 positions. Why he guard Dirk?
He does.
I can't have this conversation with you, man, because you have such a oh man, I have such a difficult time. I thought he was this. I thought he was that, man.
No. Chill. No, chill. Hey, chill. Honestly, chill. You know me. We had conversation one-on-one plenty of time. You know, I don't like to do that, Chill, but it's a lot. Not you, Chill, but other LeBron fans, they like to do that, and so that's why I'm doing that right now.
Chill Town.
Hold
on. So
I said Vision.
You haven't said what fight good, bro.
No, hold on.
Remember, Vision, I said this before we started.
So why LeBron loses?
Hey, I said this before we started. Remember? Hey, remember I said this before we started. Last time you were
Chris Bosh wasn't a scrub.
We started backpedaling again.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, Chill Town. How come? Why did LeBron lose to the Celtics again when he had Shaq?
Oh, we already discussed this.
Shaq was past his prime. Stop it.
How you passed your prime and you was also getting MVP the year before?
He was over, and you know
Shaquille O'Neal was old and older.
Don't get in troll mode.
No.
Yeah, he's straight troll.
Stop.
No, Chill Town. Chill Town. Think about it. Tim Duncan averaged
13
Hold on. Think about it. Think about it. Hold on. Chill, Sound. Think about it. Tim Duncan averaged 14 points that last year he won, and Shaq averaged 12 in Cleveland. That's only 2 points off.
You're comparing. I'm comparing
Shaq to Tim Duncan.
Look at the Spurs. Look at the Spurs.
Yes, I am.
I mean, the San Antonio team. That San Antonio team was so much.
You're comparing a dynasty to a team that's led by LeBron James.
Yeah, they're dynasty because they killed whooping LeBron.
That's not true.
They killed whooping LeBron.
Is it fair that Cleveland team was much better? I mean, is it fair that San Antonio team in 14 was much better than that Cleveland team in 09-10? Is it fair to say that?
I think they ran a better offense.
Wait, you said 14, Chill?
The San Antonio team that won the NBA.
Chill, that's a fact. They was better. I ain't gonna lie.
No, hold on. They ran a better offense. Hold on.
Chill, did you say 2014?
Kawhi Leonard
The team that won the NBA championship, yes.
In 2014?
Yes, sir.
It was better.
Did you know that Dwayne Wade averaged more than Tony Parker in 2014, and Chris Bosh averaged more than Ginobili in 2014? That's a fact.
Right.
Chris Bosh averaged 14. Ginobili averaged 14.3. Chris Bosh averaged 14.9. Dwayne Wade averaging 17.8. Tony Parker averaging 17.4.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
If that's true, if we're doing that, how many? I mean, the Trailblazers in '92 had 5 dudes average double figures, and they lost to the Bulls. So.
And there's a lot of times where
wait. You want to do that? Hey. Wait. Hold on. They had not only that, Chill. Not only that, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in double figures. The Blazers had 5 guys in double figures.
Right, hold on. Chill Town. This is the thing, though. They lost to the Bulls, and you never heard nobody say Drexler was better than Jordan ever again.
Never.
Hey, can I tell you what I love?
Well, nobody ever said Drexler was better than Jordan even before that. So
wait, chill, hold on. See, now, chill. We not gonna do this, chill. Hold on, chill. Listen, hold on, chill. There's no way, chill. You lived through this time. You know what they were saying about Drexler.
They said they was even at least.
They was saying that it's a reason they didn't even put chill. Listen, there was a reason they didn't even draft Jordan because they said they already had Drexler. Drexler just as good.
Nobody was reasonable that thought that Drexler.
So why were the media doing that? Chill. You lived at this time. You know why were the media doing that? Chill. Tell us, Chill. Why the media was saying that? Why did the media say that, Chill?
The same reason why we're doing what.
Caveat he said though. Nobody that was reasonable. So it was being said. You just don't believe it was reasonable.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it's
not reasonable. Nobody is good as Michael Jordan. That's a point that I'm trying to make.
I don't believe it was reasonable.
LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. Yes.
Oh, stop it! 6 final losses, more Hall of Famers on the team, more turnovers.
He played against more Hall of Famers. You're talking about
Michael Jordan played with more Hall of Famers than anybody you ever known.
You said
he played with 12. No, LeBron James played with more Hall of Famers than anybody you ever know.
Hall of Famers, bro.
Kevin Durant,
LeBron James played with 12 Hall of Famers. He played with LeBron James played with 6 top 75 players.
How many was in their prime? You talking about?
Four of them.
Hold on.
And like I said, LeBron made the most Hall of Famers. He played against the most Hall of Famers.
You know what I like? You know what?
Michael Jordan only played with 1 top 75 player in their prime. That's only one. LeBron played with 4 of them.
You know what I like?
Season era takes more to win.
Nobody ever had Kevin Durant in a top 15 until he beat LeBron, though. So we can say that when Jordan was playing against Charles Barkley, he's pretty much on the level with Kevin Durant, but the separator is KD winning with that super team, though. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much with Golden State. I want to make sure I'm
understand. I don't know if I understand what you're saying. One more time.
Between
so nobody had Kevin Durant in their top 15 until he beat LeBron. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I'm saying Stephen. So him playing against Kevin Durant before Kevin Durant won a championship.
Yeah.
Right. You can say that that's similar competition to Jordan playing
against Barkley.
Yeah, I think that Barkley, because remember Barkley was the MVP.
Yeah.
He's putting up a stat line that was, you know what I mean, really dominant, like 27 and 13. I think that KD and Barkley are on the same tier, but KD winning in Golden State, they'll put him on another tier.
Is Kevin Johnson equal to Steph Curry?
Back then he was one of the most talented. He was one of the most talented point guards in the NBA. Look, I'm not putting him on Steph's
Not on Steph's level.
Unanimous
Steph level.
MVP.
But the team, I'm talking about the aspect of he's playing
In LeBron era, you're right. And you want to do that, bro? He won unanimous MVP on LeBron era. That's right. In LeBron era. That's right. That's what he did.
LeBron James had. What are you talking about?
I was about to explain the rest of the team, though. That Suns team.
This doesn't make any sense, man.
I will 100% agree with you, 32. I want you to know that. He's been saying this all day. He's just talking. Just keep talking.
No, it's true.
I'm in here trying to have a civil conversation, but this kind of goofy shit right here is really.
LeBron plays in 3 eras, and you're talking about a guy winning a unanimous MVP.
We're not talking about a unanimous MVP.
Stop yelling.
I ain't talking about a unanimous MVP.
But Crunch.
My point is, see, y'all not understanding my point.
Hold on, Vision. Children, what's corny?
Exactly.
What's corny?
The fact that you're bringing up that he won a unanimous MVP in his era. Okay, so if I can say that, so Damian.
So who won unanimous MVP in Jordan era?
I'm not done. Because now you're starting to aggravate me with this goofy shit.
Well, then come on with it. We'll come with it.
So I can say, well, Russell Westbrook won a league MVP during Steph Curry's era. Not only did Russell Westbrook win the league MVP, Damian Lillard was first team All-NBA during. I'm not done. Damian Lillard was also first team All-NBA during Steph Curry's era. Well, any of these dudes better than him?
What you talking about?
No, they not.
Oh my God! Chill. The key word, chill. I know that, chill, but the key word is unanimous.
But for me to bring that up,
why is this getting? Why
are you bringing up random people doing random things?
Shooter of all time. You've never seen it. That's the only reason.
Chill. I hear you, chill. I feel you, but I'm saying, why is this guy getting all the first place votes, bro?
I just told you.
I still haven't gotten a satisfactory answer on why Steph Curry was unanimous league MVP that year.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
I'm still having difficulty.
Curry is a top 3-point shooter. He's the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, bro. We've never seen nothing like it. That's why he won the unanimous MVP. On top of that, LeBron James is supposed to have a unanimous MVP as well, but somebody voted for Melo.
He never won a unanimous MVP.
Somebody voted for Melo.
Being the greatest 3-point shooter ever does not make you a unanimous MVP.
Exactly, because at one point Ray Allen was the greatest 3-point shooter ever. They didn't give it to him.
We've never seen this before.
Off with a headshot.
Hold on. Time out. Hold on. Wait a minute.
For real.
Hey, y'all listen.
Damn, y'all made a move.
Hold on, Vision. Didn't I tell you before y'all even started?
Bro, it's nothing but facts, bro. It's nothing but facts.
I'll tell you how I heard you cook him last time y'all got into this conversation. He don't have no facts.
You did not cook him, Vision.
No facts. Now you by yourself. Now, Dion, you by yourself.